Leonardo, Leo, a handsome chef with dark hair and warm eyes, dedicated his entire life to keeping old Roman recipes alive. In the heart of the charming cobblestoned Trastevere neighborhood, his tiny trattoria, Nana's Sauce, was a sanctuary for a few loyal customers, but it was never busy. In the mornings, Leo would spend hours staring at the empty brick wall where he dreamed of hanging photos of happy customers. He needed the wheat flour for the daily pasta with passion, but a small sadness. He knew his sauces held magic, but magic needed a stage to be seen. His challenge in those early days was not quality, but recognition. One evening, when Leo was particularly tired, a beautiful, well-dressed woman entered with a small notebook. Without a reservation, she chose the corner table and studied the menu carefully. Leo, who often confused customers with each other, did not realize this woman was Sofia Bianchi, the city's most famous food critic, who always visited new restaurants anonymously. Leo, with his usual cheerfulness, served her his classic cacio e pepe with the exact amount of black pepper and pecorino cheese. As always, he poured his heart and soul into every toss of the spoon. In the kitchen, the sharp smell of cheese and pepper filled the air. Leo, working under the critical gaze of Sophia, whom he still thought was a normal tourist, suddenly realized the heat under his sauce was too high. A moment of panic washed over him. If the sauce curdles, it would be a disaster. With incredible speed, he pulled the pot away and, using the mantecare technique, quickly added a bit of pasta water to save the emulsion. This split-second save not only made the sauce better, but proved to him that he could maintain his magic even under intense pressure. The next morning, Leo drank his coffee distractedly as usual. Suddenly, Gianni, the local barista, rushed in and threw a newspaper onto his counter. The bold headline read, "The Underrated Magic in Trastevere, a cacio e pepe that brought me to tears." Sophia, the critic, had not only given him the highest rating, but described his recipe as a reminder of forgotten authenticity. Leo froze. This was the launch pad. The dream he had pinned on the brick wall was coming true. After the review was published, Leo's life was turned upside down. Within 48 hours, his tiny trattoria turned from a quiet place into a tourist magnet. The line of customers stretched down the street. Leo and his young assistant chef, Paulo, worked for hours on end. The demand for his dishes was overwhelming. Leo worked with excitement, but the fatigue and stress from the sheer volume of orders slowly started to steal the joy from his cooking. Success was sweet, but heavy. To make his dishes, Leo used only the best ingredients, especially a specific pecorino cheese from a local farm. With a soaring demand, Leo went to the busy Campo de Fiori market one day and realized his special cheese was completely sold out. The old vendor smiled and said, "Leo, you're famous now. Your competitors want your recipe too." This was a real crisis. For the first time, Leo had to scour the entire market and negotiate with several other vendors to ensure he could get his crucial ingredients. With the influx of international tourists came a language challenge. A happy American couple ordered a la carbonara, but insisted, "Please add more creamy white sauce." Leo, committed to culinary authenticity, could not use cream. With a smile and the help of Paulo, who knew a little English, Leo explained that authentic carbonara is only made with egg and cheese, and that is all they needed. Although the tourists were initially confused, they thanked him after tasting the dish's genuine flavor. One day, during the peak lunch rush, Leo accidentally poured alla norma sauce with eggplant onto the pasta ordered by a group of Japanese students who had requested alla arrabbiata, spicy. When Paolo delivered the dish, the students looked at the large eggplants with surprise. Leo watched from afar, ready to apologize, but the students loved the new taste so much that one of them shouted, "This is a new invention, better than spicy." Leo sighed in relief, realizing that sometimes mistakes can lead to the creation of new flavors. An elderly Roman couple who were regular customers from the quiet days managed to find a table amidst the chaos. When Leo came over to greet them, they put down their forks. The old man said, "Leo, your food is amazing, but don't forget that people don't just come for the food, they come for the good feeling and a moment of peace here. Don't let your success consume you." This phrase was like a wake-up call. Leo understood he had to be careful not to let the restaurant's quality and peaceful atmosphere be sacrificed for quantity. Leo realized he was weak in the desserts section. His desserts weren't as special as his main courses. He decided to visit the best local pastry shop run by Julia, a beautiful and artistic woman. Julia was delicately decorating her cakes. Leo asked her to teach him the secret of blending flavors. Julia explained that cooking is like music. You must find the perfect balance between spicy and sweet notes. This inspiring meeting led Leo to create his signature tiramisu with a new artistic touch. After an exhausting week, Leo sat alone in the small accounting room of the restaurant. He rested his head on the table. The accounts had grown, but his exhaustion was deeper than ever. He could no longer taste his own food. He thought about closing the restaurant and returning to cooking only for his family. This was his biggest challenge, finding balance between commercial success and preserving his inner passion. In this moment of despair, Leo's phone rang. Nonno Pino, his old master chef from Naples, was on the line. Leo shared all his worries. Pino laughed and said, "Leo, you are drowning in your own sauce. The kitchen cannot get bigger, but you can expand your system. Organization is the spice your restaurant is missing now." He advised Leo to standardize processes and delegate responsibilities. With renewed energy from his master's advice, Leo decided to reorganize the kitchen. He installed a large whiteboard and wrote down all the cooking stages in detail. He assigned the task of ingredient preparation, mise en place, to Paolo and focused all his attention on the final cooking and flavoring stage himself. The kitchen was still small, but now it was more efficient and organized. Consulting with his neighbors, Leo converted a small, unused space behind the restaurant into a cozy garden patio. He placed a few tables there and decorated it with basil and tomato pots. This new area not only increased the restaurant's capacity, but also created a peaceful space where customers could escape the city's rush. This small step was the biggest change in the atmosphere of Nana's sauce. In the evenings, Leo was no longer tired and sad. He still worked hard, but he now had a little time each day to talk to his customers, who would become his friends. He saw the genuine smile of satisfaction on the faces of a family eating his favorite pasta. Leo understood that true success was not in newspaper reviews, but in the balance between passion, hard work, and his ability to share happiness through food. He, the chef of Rome, had finally found his true magic.